Zaniolo says yes to Juventus. Dusan Vlahovic talks begin with Chelsea. And is Parisi going to be the first signing for Juventus? And I have the details as to what's going on behind the scenes and why Max Allegri has pretty much been confirmed for next season based on a discussion I had last night with Mirko Di Natale, all right? And I've got all the mercato rumblings and rumors from this morning. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. I'm Alberto. Let's rock. We're going to kick things off with Kaio Jorge. The latest on him is that he was set to go through his recovery from an awful patella injury and then join Juve next gen, but it seems highly likely that he is going to see a loan and head back to Brazil. All right, so that's the latest we get on Kaio Jorge. And now when we talk about Brazilians, Arthur is a midfielder Juventus has to find a solution for. Right now, we are hearing that Newcastle and Aston Villa are interested in the midfielder. Juve's looking for somewhere around 22 million euros for Arthur, but what they're most likely going to face is another loan spell with an option to purchase at the end of it. Of course, everything will be dependent on his performances with whichever club takes him on loan, but there is still the possibility that they might have to settle for a smaller loan at a Brazilian club. We have to wait and see what happens with Arthur. Now, when we get to Parisi, he could be the first signing for Juventus. Juve is moving very quickly. They already have agreements in place with the player. Just need to strike the final deal. Is he going to be the first player? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Now, we get to Cuadrado. Yesterday, we heard that Juventus put forth a offer on a renewal to Cuadrado. This was also confirmed by him in an interview, but he is yet to make a decision, so we have to wait to see what develops with Juan Cuadrado. Zaniolo has given his yes to Juventus to join Juventus. Juve can work with Galatasaray to try and find a deal. However, things are getting complicated up front, and this is why. One of the reasons is Milik. Milik is not done and dusted in terms of him joining up with Juventus. Right now, what we could see is him extend with Marseille and then come to us on loan with an option to purchase at the end, but they're trying to make it an obligation. So Marseille wants an obligation based on 50% appearances. Juve wants, if it's going to be an obligation, to be based on Champions League qualification, all right? And this is where the standoff kind of is. We have to wait. Milik could very well be returning to Juventus. And then continuing with the forward situation, and what makes things complicated is that with Chelsea, and the discussions are about to start, okay? So they are starting as they want Dusan Vlahovic, and they have a list of players that they are willing to include in deals, and Pulisic is one of them, and Juventus really likes Pulisic. We know Di Maria is set to say his goodbyes. He has already posted his goodbye message on social media. So there you have it. This could be complicating the forward scenario, and Juve is going to have to make some decisions, all right? Now, we get to Fratesi. Possible meeting scheduled for later this week, in where Juve is looking at work with Sassuolo to bring Fratesi in. This comes from Romeo Cresti, so they're very much on Fratesi. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, it's not completely done. Juve continues to probe there to see if Pellegrini can help bring down that price tag. So they have options and they are looking at them. All right, now in terms of Max Allegri and the trickle down effect and why we're seeing him remain at Juventus. Based on a discussion with Mirko Di Natale, he did confirm everything that my sources were saying for weeks now, which is there was intense friction between Calvo and Max Allegri. A couple days ago, we got a report that it wasn't that intense and that things are solved. That's not quite right, okay? So with Mirko Di Natale says, no, the situation was as reported. Your sources were correct. The friction was there. Calvo did not muster up enough of the majority for them to make the move from Max Allegri. Therefore, Max Allegri is remaining. What does this mean for Calvo? What does this do for Calvo? Well, Mirko Di Natale says he's very intelligent and professional. He will work through it. However, we saw what happened back in 2019 when this divide was up top, and it was awful between Paratici, Agnelli, Nedved, and then, of course, Max Allegri. I don't like this, and I don't like moving forward with these kinds of scenarios. However, it is what it is. But Mirko does confirm that that friction, that scenario, that was there, and he just simply did not get the majority to move Max Allegri. So Juventus will be remaining unless there are some drastic changes. In talking to Romeo Agresti, he just simply answered the question by, yes, I think he is staying. So he opens up the possibility for still some change there, but it could just be overanalyzation on my part. But right now, set to stay. And the details, as far as what we were getting from our sources at the AJC, hey, there is friction there. It was not cleaned up. It was not dealt with. It was simply the majority did not go with the change. All right. And it could be because of what Guido Vasiago is reporting today from Tuttosport, that it's convenience financially. All right. Any way you slice it, based on what you're hearing from the reports over the past couple days with the finances and selling players and whatnot, even the Max Allegri thing, I think a bond coming in from Exor is simply an inevitable. So, hey, if you got to do it anyways, making a position decision like that just based on finances, I don't believe is quite right. I think Exor needs to step in with a bond to just clean things up and help everybody involved. However, again, who knows what Elkan really has planned? He's always been a distant figure. There's a lot of moving pieces, okay, to this puzzle right now. It's hard to put together. And the other possibility is, of course, they have not formed the final management team, and maybe those people in place right now are simply temps. Who knows? Last, certainly not least, the trickle-down effect of Max Allegri remaining. Bremer, Juve has zero intention of selling. Chiesa could be moved because the continued reports of him being dissettled just continue to flow, so we have to wait and see. But Bremer, no intention from Juventus. Chiesa, a possibility. All right, there you have it. That's your news break, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, but let me know in the comment section what you think about all the news you heard today, and then we'll mix it up, and I'll be back tomorrow with another daily update. Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juve.